Yo, guys, and as you can tell, I'm by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am back with another review, and this time it is a Raw review. I was, not gonna lie to you guys, 50-50 on doing a Raw review this week because Raw wasn't particularly great. It was like a low, like 4 out of 5 Raw for me personally, because I do feel from beginning to end that it was like a very we had like very high decent segments to good segments to very high decent matches. So for me, it wasn't like an awful Raw or no, a 1 out of 5 Raw, or 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. I do feel that it was only just a 4 out of 5 Raw, but a very low 4 out of 5 Raw last night because I don't know, it just felt a little bit like odd Raw last night. I don't know, there's just something about it just felt off, but I can't. I think. Oh, well, I was gonna say I can't quite pinpoint what that was, but I do feel like it was the ending because the ending was very random and just out of the blue. Um, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the ending was a bad decision or anything like that. But it was just very sudden and just felt a little bit like confusing in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Um, so yeah, I did give Raw last night a low 4 out of 5. As you can tell by the thumbnail, anyway, I always put the um, ratings in the thumbnail when it comes to Raw and SmackDown reviews. And plus, it is the Raw before Saturday Night's Main Event, which is the last time that we're going to see John Cena in a wrestling ring wrestle. So it was quite an important Raw in terms of this being the Raw before Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm not gonna say that this Raw was bad because it was not a good Raw going into the Saturday Night's Main Event because Saturday Night's Main Event is solely there because of it being John Cena's last match. It's not like a proper Saturday Night's Main Event or a PLE. It's because it's John Cena's last match, so it's kind of a show for John Cena. So I'm not gonna say that Raw was terrible in doing the build up for Saturday Night's Main Event because it doesn't necessarily need a build up because the matches that we're getting are to show off young talent, which is exactly what's happening. I think the only negative I'd say is we currently have 4 matches. Kind of hoping for a 5th and another women's match. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for another women's match on the card, but I don't think we're gonna get that. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping for one more match because I don't know, four for John Cena's last ever match and last ever show that he's going to be doing. I just feel like it's a little bit too less. I feel like one more would be perfect, but we'll have to see. I guess we've still got NXT tonight, and then we've still got obviously Friday Night SmackDown on Friday, so we could get another match added to the last time is now Saturday Night's Main Event, but I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to kick straight on with what happened on last night's Raw because we've got a bit to talk about. Like there is there is one page and both sides are filled to the brim of things to talk about. So I've got a lot to talk about considering that this Raw wasn't the greatest, but um, yeah, by the looks of things, there's a lot to talk about. So I feel like it is worthy of a 4 out of 5 Raw, but yeah, not quite a 5. Anyways, let's kick off with what happened on Raw last night. And to kick off Raw, we had the Gunther. What the hell? We had Gunther, who obviously done a segment, done a promo in the ring, obviously talking about his match against John Cena this Saturday. I did give the segment promo itself a high 3 out of 5 because I do feel that it was very decent segment and it was Gunther just pretty much being straightforward and straight to the point and not like dragging it on for like so long. It was very quick and yeah, like I said, straight to the point. He said that he's going to do something that nobody could do, which is make John Cena give up. He put the clock up so people can see how much time they have left with their hero still in WWE because he is going to show everyone who is the greatest wrestler in the world. He said that John Cena is the greatest entertainer, or no, the greatest show business. Greatest show business? No, the greatest entertainer, I think he said. Yeah, I think he said the greatest entertainer in the world. But he's going to show everybody that he is the greatest wrestler in the world and said that he's going to put Cena in a choke and he will have no choice but to give up. It's pretty much the brief stuff that he said. He did say like a couple more things, but that was like the main points that I got from the segment. Oh, sorry, guys. I want to be like playing with my eyes a lot because keep watering. Because I'm still like getting over this weird flu, sore throat, cough, blocked nose situation. So, I'm like, I haven't got a sore throat or blocked nose or anything anymore, but my eyes are still kind of a little bit watery, and my nose is still kind of a little bit blocked. But just, so I just thought I'll just clarify that because I'm going to keep seeing me doing this, and you're probably thinking, "What the hell are you doing?" So I just wanted to clarify. But going off topic. Anyways, yeah. So I did give the segment a high 3 out of 5 because it was very quick, but it was a good quick because it was like straight to the point, and he didn't like drag it on and speak about like John Cena for like ages because I just didn't want that because it's not needed because it's not a proper like story that's going into this match on Saturday. It's just somebody that John Cena is going to be facing in his last match, you know, so they don't need to do like a excellent, really, really excellent story because John Cena's done after this. So yeah, they just needed someone that is straight to the point, and Gunther is the perfect man for the job, and he is the perfect man to retire John Cena. For everyone that thinks he's not, he is. He is. Like, he 100% is. I'm not going to get into the topic anymore because it's over with now. It's Gunther, and that's final. But yeah. Anyways, we were supposed to get Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor last night, but Logan Paul attacked him before his match with Finn Balor, and they started brawling. Rey Mysterio was able to get the upper hand on Logan Paul before Logan was about to knock him out, but then the Masked Man appeared again and attacked Rey Mysterio, and then Logan was obviously able to counter on the fact that Rey Mysterio was just attacked, that he was able to knock out Rey Mysterio, and then this is where Raw started to get a little bit weird. It was kind of like on a straight line, and then when the Rey Mysterio segment happened, it kind of went up a little bit because it was cool to. That brawl was quite cool and seeing the Masked Man, and then it went down again because I was down to like here because I was like, LA Knight, okay, it's a little bit weird, but okay. So yeah, LA Knight came out to save Rey, said he could said could the division get any worse now that Logan Paul's a part of the division? Well, it seems like he's part of the division anyway. I don't know if he definitely is officially, but guess we'll have to wait and see. And then hopes the Masked Man isn't Seth, because you'll be having some more deja vu. Said he's pissed because things ain't been going his way and wants a match with Logan Paul. And that's exactly what was made official. We got Logan Paul versus LA Knight in the main event, which we'll obviously talk about when we get onto that. But yeah, I gave it like a moderate 4 out of 5 though, because it was a really good, like, brawl and segment. Like Logan and Rey Mysterio's brawl was really enjoyable to watch, and yeah, I just found it really enjoyable. The Masked Man obviously getting involved helped this segment as well, and then obviously LA Knight delivering a good segment, decent segment, made this segment a lot more better than it was. So I did feel like it overall, like the whole thing was a very good segment. Well, not very good, but a good segment. But other than that, it was just a bit weird that LA Knight getting involved, I guess. But yeah, the first match we're actually going to talk about is the tag team championship match, because obviously it's a championship match, so I'm not going to not speak about a championship match that happens on Raw, which was between the Raw Raiders and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. I did give this match a high 3 out of 5 because I thought it was very decent. The New Day was on commentary, and Xavier was live. I don't know what he was live on, probably Instagram. It was a very back and forth match, I feel. The apron spot by Ava to Styles looked nasty as fuck. Like when Styles was on the side of the apron and then he does the splash onto them. Oh god, that looked horrible. We had a near fall from the splash by Ava, which I genuinely actually thought that we are going to get new tag team champions. I was like, no, please don't. But AJ Lee, because obviously AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, so I just call him AJ Lee, was able to retain with the phenomenal forearm. And then the New Day got into the ring and started going face to face with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. and then the Usos, Jey Uso's music hit, and I was like, huh? So we had LA Knight come out to save Rey Mysterio, which is just random in itself, and now we have Jey Uso coming out in the middle of the tag team. It's like, what? I'm really confused at first, and I was like, oh right, okay, he's coming out with his brother. Okay, that makes more sense now. Because obviously it's just his music, so I was like, huh? At first, but yeah. So the Usos interrupted, said that they're back in the tag team division because they've been taking too many L's lately, and they need some W's, and they know that they can work as a team very well, and they want the tag team championships back, and they want to put the tag team champions, the tag team division on notice. So, yeah, I don't think that Jay's going to be a part of the tag team with his brother for very long. I feel like he's going to want to be a single star because he's had the taste of being a single star, and I feel that he's not going to want to be a tag team again, and they're probably going to take loads of L's, and he'll eventually turn on Jimmy Uso to set up Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania, because last year's WrestleMania match was terrible. Yeah, last year's match was dreadful, so they need to right some wrongs with that match. So they probably will do that next year, and I can see Jay turning on Jimmy like very soon, probably potentially eliminating him at the Royal Rumble. Potentially, I can see that happening. We had a segment with Stephanie Vicker, which I gave a moderate, like 3 out of 5, because I don't think it was good or great, but it was okay. And we pretty much just were in a segment with her to decide her next opponent, and Jackie asked who's next for Stephanie, and then she said she wants to face anyone, and she doesn't speak much. She lets her actions speak for her, and she said that she is the best in the world. And she also said that the women's division is the best it's been in 15 years. And then Nikki interrupted, demanded a rematch, and then Raquel attacked her and wanted a match with Stephanie Vicker, which I'm down for Raquel versus Stephanie more than I am down for Nikki versus Stephanie, just because we've seen that. But then have we seen Raquel versus Stephanie? Oh no, we haven't, have we? No. We've seen Roxanne versus Stephanie, but not so much Raquel, I don't think, anyway. I don't think so. Unless I've just forgotten. But I'm kind of liking this, like, more main eventer Raquel than I am her being just a tag team with Roxanne. I'm actually kind of liking it. So I'm actually quite intrigued to see where it goes from here. But yeah, Nikki wanted a match, but yeah, was taken out very quickly. But I can see Nikki being involved in the Women's World Championship. Maybe we get like a triple threat between the three of them at the Royal Rumble or something. Maybe, potentially. I don't know. But yeah, so I did give it like a moderate 3 out of 5, but yeah, it wasn't the greatest segment. And now we're on to the main event. That's what I mean though. It does look like there's lots to talk about, but it's the same thing, so it's not really. I've not really wrote down much stuff that happened on Raw, but yeah, we're now on to the main event, which I said earlier was between LA Knight and Logan Paul. I did give the match itself like a moderate, like 3 out of 5, because it was decent, but it wasn't good or a great match, like a 4-star or 5-star classic. Logan attacked LA before the bell was even rang. I do like that Logan is on Raw a lot more now. Like it does make Raw. What am I trying to think of? I mean, it does make Raw better. Logan being on it every week, considering he is a wrestler. As much as people hate the guy, it does make Raw look better because a wrestler is not just being there just for the sake of like being there. You know what I mean? Like he's just comes back just for like a match and then disappears, kind of like what Roman's doing at the moment, where he just comes back for a segment and a match and then he disappears for like a month. Like Logan was kind of on the same wavelength as Roman, and Logan shouldn't be doing that because for one, he's not Roman Reigns. For two, he's only been in WWE since 2022 or 2021, 2021, 2022. I think 2022. Yeah, 2022. And then for three, he's literally only in his 30s, so he has like a 15-year career in him yet, and he's barely on the shows. So I do feel that Logan should be participating on Raw or SmackDown more than he was. So now that he's by the looks of things is on every week for a bit, it does make Raw seem better because the roster's got more people on that are not just disappearing for like a month. I like it. I like it. It was quite a back and forth match between them. Then Logan did start dominating the match. The Vision eventually did come out. I was waiting for them to come out, to be fair, and not long into the match they came out. To be at ringside. We had a nice elbow drop from LA Knight from the top rope. And then as LA Knight was about to do a splash, I presume, or something anyway, or the elbow drop again, the masked man. Oh no, it was when LA Knight was about to deliver a BFT onto the announce table. The Vision distracted. Well, Paul Heyman distracted the ref, and that was then able to set up the Mystery Man coming in and attacking LA Knight again, and then dragging him into the ring. And then Logan Paul was able to pick up the victory over LA Knight with the frog splash. And then the Vision, Paul Heyman, well, so I say Paul Heyman came into the ring to beat up. No, he didn't. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker came into the ring to attack LA Knight. He was speared and tsunami twice. And then we had a segment because when the match ended with LA Knight, I think it was like 9 minutes past 3. And Raw for me normally finishes at like 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like, I know that's late, but when I'm able to watch Raw on SmackDown or PLEs live, I do it because at the end of the day, it's what I love, and you do anything for the things that you love, and wrestling is one of my loves, so I do watch it live. So when the match finished, there was still like 20 minutes of WWE Raw left. And then sometimes they do end the show like 5 to 10 minutes before they've actually meant to end it at like 3:30. But I was like, they're going to end it 20 minutes before the actual time that it normally ends. What the fuck? This Raw's already been weird and odd, and now they're going to end it 20 minutes early. But then Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Bron Breakker all stood in the ring, and Paul grabbed a mic, and I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get a segment to end the night with the Vision. Okay, I'm down for it. I'm down. Paul Heyman said that there's no women in Kansas. Okay, that's a little bit weird. I don't really understand where that came from and why he was coming at the women in Kansas before. Like, well, don't know what the women in Kansas City have done to him, but yeah, apparently there's no women in Kansas. I don't honestly know. Said that Braun is the next world champion. Said Bronson Reed is the tribal thief and has pinned Roman Reigns. That's literally just Bronson Reed's gimmick now, which is just kind of annoying, but said that children listen to Logan Paul and not their own parents. Okay. Braun then grabbed the mic and I was like, are we going to get another good segment by Bron Breakker, or was that promo that he done last week a one-off? But I don't feel that his promo this week was as good as last week, but it still wasn't like terrible or how bad his promos can be. It was still a very, very like decent segment promo by Bronson Reed. It wasn't quite good or great, but definitely was like a high 3 out of 5 promo by Bronson Reed because he did deliver it very well still, but just not as good as last week's. But said that CM Punk. Oh no, he said asked where CM Punk is because he doesn't buy the nice guy CM Punk. Like, he thinks that CM Punk is a fraud because says that he is taking pictures and posting all these young talent and acting all nicey nice when that's not the real CM Punk. And he also said that he is a fraud because he says that he's straight edge, but always and constantly looks like a crackhead. I'm not gonna lie to you, that made me laugh. That did make me laugh because sometimes he does. Sometimes he does. Sometimes, and I'm a massive CM Punk guy. I've literally got a CM Punk tattoo, and I've got near enough every single T-shirt that CM Punk has ever brought out. Lots of CM Punk stuff in my room, but that was quite funny, and I do feel that he does sometimes, look like a little bit like homeless crackhead sometimes. But yeah, so I did laugh at that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Said said that he wants the 2011 to 2013 CM Punk, the one that was champion for 334 days, and then went on his hands and knees and begged for the old CM Punk and said that he will take his wife too if CM Punk does not bring the old CM Punk out on their match. In their match on January 5th, he said that, yeah, he will absolutely destroy him and it'll be spear after spear after spear after spear. And yeah, that he will take everything from CM Punk, and including his wife. And then as Bronson was carrying on, constantly saying stuff in the ring and going spear after spear after spear constantly in the ring, Ellie Knight, we went to a backstage video of Ellie Knight trying to push off the refs, trying to help him, and security trying to help him. Doctors trying to help him, sorry. And then Logan and Bronson went out to the back and started attacking Ellie Knight again. And LA just kept getting up. So they decided to drag Bronson carried LA all the way to the parking lot and beating him up a little bit more. Logan was beating him up a little bit more, and then they put him onto a car's roof, and then LA Knight was tsunamied for the third time, but not in the ring. He was tsunamied by Bronson Reed whilst laying on the top of a car roof and was written off TV because they showed a clip after the show on their Instagram page of LA Knight being put on a stretcher, and and that's how the night ended, with Logan Paul and Bronson Reed standing tall after Bronson putting LA Knight through a car roof after a tsunami, and that was the way the show ended, which a lot of people are saying is a terrible ending. And I don't feel it was a terrible ending because we got a weird segment from Paul Heyman in the ring because he just comes out with the most random things lately. Bronson delivered a very decent promo in my eyes, and then Logan and Bronson attacked LA Knight to end the night, which does in a way make sense considering what happened earlier on in the night with LA getting involved in their business again and obviously helping Rey Mysterio. Trying to help Rey Mysterio, and then demanding a match with Logan Paul. So it does make sense for Logan Paul and Bronson to take out LA Knight, but it's just weird that the person was LA Knight. Like, I think that's the thing that people are confused about, and that's why they're saying this ending was odd, because the person that was taken out was LA Knight, which is just very random, and in a way doesn't make sense for it to be LA Knight. Like, it kind of would have made more sense if it was Rey Mysterio, because Rey Mysterio, he could have been taken out like he was by by Logan Paul, and then maybe later on that night, Rey Mysterio was cleared to have a match with Logan Paul instead of having a match with Finn Balor. And then maybe Rey Mysterio was taken out because of obviously what happened last week. So Rey Mysterio would have made sense storyline-wise to be taken out by Bronson Reed in the way that LA Knight was because of what happened between Logan and Rey Mysterio last week. So that kind of would have made sense. But it being LA Knight just kind of felt a little bit odd. But I wouldn't say the ending was terrible because it was a different ending to Raw than we've had for a very long time. And people are always complaining, right? This is what annoys me about WWE fans sometimes, is that, yes, LA Knight being taken out in a way doesn't kind of, in a way, make sense. It all of a sudden being LA Knight. And him being involved with Rey Mysterio and the Vision again, in a way, kind of doesn't make sense. But at the same time, um, people are always constantly moaning that Raw ends like very similar or the same every single week, and then when they end it in a confusing and odd way, and in a way doesn't make sense way, people moaning that it's different. It's just like, what? Like, WWE can't win. Like, they end Raw in a way that is like very unexpected and odd and confusing, and then people are still moaning, even though it's completely different to how Raw normally 90% of the time ends. It's just like, what? You can't win with WWE fans. If they do something different, people moan about it because they're doing something different, because they don't like that whatever thing that they're doing is different. But then when they constantly do the same thing all the time, people moan as well. So like, what do you want WWE to do? Like, do you want WWE to constantly do the same things every single week, or do you want them to do something different here and there that does make us feel a bit like, huh, and confused and a bit like feeling a bit like odd and weirded out by it because it was so different and a bit weird. Like, I'd rather that than Raw ended the same again. Oh, that's boring. I'd rather feel confused and feel a bit odd and like, huh? Then feeling like, oh, well, that was boring because it ended the same. Oh, God, another week of it ending the same. Like, I'd rather feel that other way, you know? But honestly, that you can't win with WWE fans nowadays. Like, you really can't. It's so difficult because a lot of wrestling fans that moan, right? No offense to you all, but I've noticed a lot of wrestling fans that moan nowadays haven't been watching wrestling for more than 5 years, so they've only seen that like 5 years of wrestling, which obviously last year was a very good year for WWE, and so was 2023 was a pretty good year for WWE as well. And then to go from 2022, yeah, was quite decent as well. So to go to have 3 years of it being very decent to fantastic, to this year being a bit like meh, but not like terrible. Definitely not terrible in my eyes, anyway. But for wrestling fans that have only been watching them for 5 years, I can understand that they think that this WWE year has been absolutely shockingly shit because they've only watched it 5 years, so they've seen the good 3 years within those 5 years. But as somebody that's been watching it for 15 years, I've seen when Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views have been absolutely dog shit, like terrible, like terrible. So this year's wrestling for WWE will never ever ever be as shit as WWE was in the early 2010s. I'm sorry, but you can never ever compare it. But I can understand why people that have only been watching WWE for like 5-6 years will say that, because they have not really gotten to witness the pile of dog shit that wrestling fans that have been watching it for over 15 years have. So yeah, I can understand the wrestling fans in a way, but for me, this year of WWE has been nowhere near as dog shit and as terrible as people think it has been. Because I've been watching wrestling, for 15 years, and I've seen some really tough times when it comes to WWE, and just wrestling in general. So yeah, I just thought I'd just clarify that a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I did give this Raw like a low 4 out of 5 because it had its moments. Like the Gunther segment at the beginning of the night was decent. All the matches that we got last night were decent. A couple of segments were very good, and the ending of Raw was very very good in my opinion. I quite enjoyed it. A little bit odd it was LA Knight, but I do think they've chosen it to be LA Knight because I do think that was a way to write LA Knight off WWE TV, and I don't mean that in he's going to be coming back. I think LA Knight is done. I think he is leaving WWE because apparently his contract comes to an end in March, and I think he's decided to end it early because of obviously what's been going on with him for the past like couple of months. Because ever since he went into business for himself by grabbing that poster and showing it on live TV, they've kind of been making a little bit of a mockery of LA Knight on purpose, because you can't go into business for yourself, right? I know it's not a very major thing to do, but that's not a good look on the company to go into business for yourself, because And also, it's not very nice and businesslike to show a poster that says that he should be in the main event, not Jey Uso, because that's taking a dig at Jey Uso when it's not Jey Uso's fault. Like, Jey Uso was being booked to be in these positions by Triple H and the creative team, not Jey Uso was, booking himself to be in this position, because if WWE wrestlers were able to completely have full control, then everybody would be a part of the main event scene. But Triple H and the creative team were booking Jey to be put in these positions, and for LA Knight to show a poster saying that LA Knight should be a part of whatever it was, whatever it said on the poster, it was a dig at Jey anyway. That's LA Knight taking not just a dig at the creative team, but also taking a dig at Jey Uso, and that's not fair on Jey Uso and the rest of the locker room for LA Knight to take a dig at Jey, because that's just not very businesslike, and the fact that he just went in for business for himself is just not very professional at all. And from that point onwards, I've not liked LA Knight as much as I did, because that's just not a very professional thing to do, to go in for business for yourself. And Jey Uso has worked hard. He's been in the WWE since the early 2010s. He debuted in WWE in the early 2010s, right? And well, literally early 2010, not 2010s, the early 2010. He debuted in WWE. Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Jay's worked hard, to get to the position that he is in today. And for LA Knight to put a poster on live TV that was a dig at Jey Uso is not very professional, and he should have been punished for that, because it's not good. You're on live TV. I understand it's not like a very crazy thing, and it's very minor, but at the same time, you've just took a dig at Jey Uso, and Jey Uso's got nothing to do with where he is right now. Obviously his hard work has, but not in terms of like what he's doing, because the creative team have decided that Jey is going to be doing what he's doing. So that's my little rant about LA Knight and why I now think that he is a goner. And I hope that he is, because I'm not gonna lie to you, him going into business for himself, the amount of times that he's messed up in the ring lately, how loud he calls shots in the ring as well, and the fact that he is good on the mic but not very good on the ring. In the ring, like, he has like a few moves and that's pretty much it. Like, he bores me now, and I wouldn't be mad or angry or upset or disappointed if he leaves WWE, because I just don't want him in WWE anymore anyway. But anyways, guys, this has been my Raw review. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will be doing a SmackDown main event prediction video, because it is John Cena's last ever PLE, and I want to speak about it, of course. That will be filmed on Thursday and uploaded Thursday. And yeah, guys, it's been Charlie, and I'll see you guys in our next one. Peace.